So this game, do you remember what patches it's played on?
It's the live one.
Live one, okay. So farming is still kind of important. Trundle clear speed is a lot better now, which is nice. Tell me about a bit the team comps. Like, what do you think your job in this game is when you see both enemy teams?
Um, I think Jarvan and Trundle is proactive jungle, so we would like to take a lead early. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really like that, and the fact is, I think bot lane is really hard to kill with Amumu, Jinx, and Jarvan. I think we lost maybe 3v3 if I commit. Mid is like dead lane because Akali can do some shit, but I can just pass mid to force Azir use mana and don't try to kill, but just force him to use his combo. And top side is I think it's really good to play around top side early to secure the rift and snowball with the rift on the bot lane or mid, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Top is really easy to kill if he fuck his manage the wave management with Gnar because Sejuani give a lot of setup. So I can get feed and maybe I can force on the map because if I got the lead, we probably win 2v2 and 3v3. It's really hard.
Yeah, I agree with that. When you look at your lanes, is there like anything about prios or like even if you can't kill, like for example, bot lane super easily, is there something that you can maybe do through bot lane?
Yes.
Because when I look at these comps, like yes, mid is just gonna be a dead lane. Maybe you need to go mid every now and then to give Akali a recall, right?
Yep.
But other than that, you shouldn't be looking to interact much with it. It's pretty much what he said. You just want to burn some of Azir's mana. I think in top, if Nar's wave is like here, which is kind of what he said, even if he is away, he can't really run without flash. So if you can look to burn his flash early, this guy needs to play super super safe, or it's really easy kill, right?
Yes. That's it.
And in bot lane, I agree that like they have a lot of change CC with like Jarvan EQ into Amumu Q or
Yes.
like whatever they do, and then Jinx E.
And
But
the Jinx reset too.
yeah, but if you're careful about that, like this 2v2 in general should always be stronger than this, right?
Okay. I didn't know that.
Uh, it just from my experience, that's what it should look like. I'm not saying you're gonna win 3v3s, because yes, someone
Yeah.
can get bursted and then Jinx can start popping up, right?
Yes. That's
But in
it.
general, if the junglers aren't involved, like these guys should be having an advantage, even if it's only in push, right? Because Trash and Varus, they're not like Trash is not great at poking, right? And Varus,
Yep.
he can do that, but probably doesn't want to poke a lot in this lane. It's mostly small trades and maybe like some all-ins here and there.
Okay.
But a lot of the times, especially like later in the lane where when Jinx starts having mana issues, like this lane should have push, right?
Okay. I was thinking Jinx can take the push and Varus just has to play safe with Thresh with Lantern. So if they try to play bot, they will just lose time and I can snowball top because I don't want to try the 3v3 because if I commit, I was thinking I'm dead.
Yeah. So I agree with you that like first few waves, Jinx should always get push, right? It's a
Yes.
Jinx. The champion is broken at pushing, and like a Momo level 1 is really strong with double Q. But it's also important that you're thinking about what happens later. Because like this game, I assume you'll start like red buff and then you'll path top. Maybe you do like 3 camps into top if Nars
Yes.
wave is fucked, or maybe you do like 5 camps.
Yes.
Because Trundle clear is really good now, right? Even like
Yeah.
with
Yes.
chickens and
Really
stuff.
fast.
Yeah. So maybe you do 5 camps, you do 3 camps, doesn't matter. And after, depending if enemy bot lane fucks up or not, there will be a point where like on fourth wave or like fifth wave, Jinx mana will be very low, right?
Okay.
And I think that's when you can maybe do something bot lane. And obviously, I don't know if it's gonna happen this game, but it's important that you understand how this champion works specifically, because yes, she will get push, and she's very good at getting push, but she needs to use a lot of mana to get push, right?
Okay, so sometimes she need some pressure to crash. So
Yeah,
if she don't have the pressure and I'm here, it's a free kill for us.
yeah. Even if it's not a kill, maybe you can like blow a summoner, or you can like force
Freeze
a
or
bad wave
something.
state, right?
Okay,
So it's
okay, okay.
important that when you go into this game, you're thinking, yes, I can't play bot early, which is true, but you also need to remember that maybe there's an opportunity later, because
Okay.
it will happen very often where I don't know, you'll do like 3 camps, you'll do, let's say, I guess with nuclear you'll always do at least 4, right? So you'll do like red, 3 camps top into gank top, then you
Yes.
recall and you go bot, and like the wave is kind of locked here, and you just gank them. Maybe like you put a ward before recalling, like on Krugs or something, just to spot Jarvan. And if you see them on the other side of the map, you just gank them, and now they're in a kind of a shitty situation, right?
Okay.
Right.
And sometimes I don't know if I do
Mm-hmm.
that this game, but sometimes when I gank top or bot, like I early gank top and we crash the wave gonna crash back, gonna bounce back.
Yeah.
So I just do one camp and I come again because the guy need to crash the wave. But if I'm here, he can crash and he's like dead and he can do some shit. I don't know if it's good or not
Mm. You mean
because
like you'll do like three
sometimes
camps? Yeah. Tell me.
sometimes I play Jarvan,
Mm-hmm.
okay, on the blue the blue. So I do my red, I gank bot, I crash the wave, I do my chicken and my Krugs, and
Yeah.
I come bot again because the bot lane need to crash the wave because the wave gonna bounce back for them, and if I'm here, they can't crash, so they are a bit fucked. I don't know if it's good or not,
So
if you know what I mean.
yeah, I think it depends a lot on what bot lane you're playing against, right? Like if you're
Yes,
playing against, I don't know, you have Varus Trash against Draven, I don't know, Draven Soraka. Like that lane is really easy to gank, and they kind of want to play aggressive early, right? So
yes,
if you do red buff into bot, they probably will be a bit pushed because they want to trade and like get control of the wave. And if they fall behind, like Varus Trash has a really easy time playing the game later, right? So
yes.
I think it can work for sure, but it's really about context. Like if you try to do this game, if enemy bot lane dies, they're complete buffoons, right? Like
Okay.
they have so much push with Jinx and Amumu level 1 that they should never be dying to a gank like that.
Yeah, yeah. But I think this
So,
game I do something like top.
mhm.
Let's see. Ah, you maybe know them. It's I play with Wixo and Evan.
Yeah, of course I know them.
Yes, I know. That's why I said that. Should I ward early with Trundle because I don't know if I ward there or I should go on the red buff.
Okay, so for me, it really depends on what you're trying to achieve with your ward. Let's just go back to draft really fast. So, like this game, you're against Jarvan. You said at the start of the session that like Jarvan wants to be very proactive and make stuff happen, right?
Yes.
So I see that you ward this bush here. But like, why do you want to ward here? Like, are you afraid that they're gonna early invade? Are you afraid that
No.
Jarvan will do like red buff into blue buff and try to steal your camps?
It's like just a pattern. It's I do that every game, or if I can, I ward the enemy buff.
Yeah.
But I
So
don't
this is
take
kind of
run.
like an autopilot ward, right?
Okay, so that's bad.
Yeah. Like this can be a good ward. Like if you're playing against Kindred, I think warding the river is good because maybe she's gonna do like red buff into blue, and she's gonna take your blue and grump, maybe your wolves, right? If you show bot lane, so this could be a good ward, right?
Okay.
But you're playing against Jarvan, and I think the best thing you can do against Jarvan, like you're not afraid of him invading you. As long as you're not showing bot randomly after doing red buff, he's never gonna go invade your blue buff, right?
Yes.
Because he just loses 1v1.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think what you should be doing against Jarvan is you should be trying to see where he is.
Okay.
And I also think it's important that you understand how your lanes work because they can help you with this. Like this game, for example, you have Akali versus Azir. Do you think Jarvan can gank Akali?
No, that's hard.
Yeah. So she doesn't need a ward, right?
Yes.
So you can ask Akali to put like a ward here at let's say 120, right?
Okay.
And then you can keep your ward. And after you do, let's say you do like 3 camps, you go top, you gank top. Maybe before ganking top, you can put like a ward here, or you can put the ward on the tribush to give
Okay.
safety to your Sejuani. Or
Okay.
maybe, I don't know, maybe like this ward didn't spot Jarvan and he still has Raptors up, and like Sejuani has Prio because you ganked. Maybe you can go and like invade red buff, and then you put a ward again, you know?
Okay.
Like, it's really important that you use your ward to gain vision, especially in matchups like this, where you're playing against proactive junglers, right? So, to answer your question, I think it depends on the game, but this game, this ward, I think it's useless. It doesn't give you
Okay.
anything, right?
Yeah, right.
With that said, there's like games where this ward can be okay, right? Maybe you're playing Victor versus
Yes.
Syndra, for example, against a Jarvan. Like Victor and Syndra, they kind of want to trade early levels to get control of the lane, right? So maybe having
Yes.
a ward here or like even
Ouais.
here at the edge of the bush to
For
make
the
sure that
cheese.
Jarvan doesn't gank level 2, yeah? Like that
Okay.
can be useful, right?
Okay. Understand.
Okay. Maybe that's bait. A lot
Yes,
of
yes. I
people.
know the bet. I
Yeah.
call this the Vietnamian. When the top side come to bot, it's the Vietnamese invade. I like to do that.
They're pretty strong level 1, so. Well, Jinx and Amumu are, not so much Jarvan. Alright. Okay. So just before we start looking at the clear, do you remember why you asked your bot lane to leash this game?
I asked them because I don't want them to take the push because I'm scared about the early gang Jarvan.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked them to 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 just leash me.
Okay. So there's a few things that's important to understand, like when you're asking your bot lane to leash, right?
Okay.
The first one is that, yes, this game your bot lane doesn't want to push because you're pathing top, and like, they can't really get push against a Jinx anyways, right? Early levels.
Yes, that's it.
And a lot of people will just, like, they just autopilot into being like, oh, they can't get push and they don't want push, so leashing is good, right?
Yes.
Which, it's usually true. Like, it's not wrong all the time. The issue this game is, Amumu is a champion that can easily like stand here and just all in you, right? And
Okay.
Jinx is a character that has a lot of range. So by them not being in lane at the very start of the laning phase, what ends up happening is, one, you're giving full control of the lane to Jinx and Amumu. So Jinx doesn't need to use mana, and that was one of her weaknesses, right? When she goes low on mana. And then the other thing is that it makes everything a lot harder for them to play after. Like, if Jinx and Amumu wants to stack 3 waves now, they can do it a lot easier than before. You know?
Okay.
Because
Understand.
these guys are gonna come back, and they
Yes.
need to play super afraid because Amumu is here. Jinx can do whatever she wants, and they can't really hit the wave, right?
Okay.
But if you don't ask them to leash, they come at the same time. They still won't get prio, but it feels a lot better for your bot lane. Okay.
Okay.
There's bot lane matchups where this doesn't matter, so it's fine if you ask them. But it's really important that you think about this, because if
Okay.
you just
Understand.
autopilot into, oh, they don't get prio and they don't want to push, so they'll just leash.
Yes.
Like, it's gonna be bad. Okay.
Okay. They need to. I have to know if they need the control of the boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just ask them if it's fine for them to leash, or if it like makes their lane harder. Because
Okay.
Trundle, especially like with new jungle items, you don't really need leash, right? It makes your life better, and if you
Yes.
can get it
Right.
for free, you should get it. But it's fine to not get it.
Okay. I was thinking I will maybe try to gank bot level 2, I think this one. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she bait me because
They had an early ward. Are you?
yes, yes.
Did you do this already in other games? or did I
Yeah,
just guess?
because I'm a really cheese player. I like gank early and do some invade. Like
Okay,
I know a lot of invade, so I think they care about my early gank.
okay.
That's why they respect me, I guess.
I think, especially this seems to be the game 4, right? So you guys probably played a few before. If you did this in a few games before against the same players or against some of the same players, I think it's good to try and switch up your pattern sometimes.
Yes, sometimes I full clear too, but
Yeah.
sometimes I try. I think last game I was playing Wukong, so I just full clear, you know.
Hmm.
That's why I try to cheese gank this one. I think I was telling him we want to dive the Gnar because I have to need him to set up the wave.
Hmm.
So I just throw four camps and I come top.
Okay. So far, this is pretty standard.
Yes, I was waiting for his Q.
Yep, that was good.
Oh, oh, Evan got. I don't know if you know the French, but they said it's a fire on the Evan house because
Oh,
something tell him it was.
ambulance, I guess? Or like the
I,
cops
th
or something? I don't know.
I think he got a problem on his house. Evan got problem on his house. The fire.
Let's see. I hope everything's good with.
Ah yes, yes. That's why it's we take a break there.
Hmm. I'll just go fast. Okay, so just a quick thing about this wave. Because this is not a very normal situation, right? Like
Yes,
here, when you look at top lane, they've been fist fighting entire game so far. Like, this isn't normal that this HP is so low. And then this wave state that we're gonna see later, like the wave coming back into Sejuani after all of this happening is also not normal, right?
yes,
So I think because this isn't normal, like what he did is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I also think you should be more willing to prolong the situation. And what I mean by that is that, like, Sejuani Trundle is very, very strong early, right?
yes,
And you'll never lose to Nar Jarvan. Those champions, they're not strong compared to yours, right?
yes,
So when you see the wave like this, like I'll just fast forward a bit. Like even if you don't kill Nar here right away, like this wave is completely doomed for him. And I
yes,
think it's fine if you just keep the wave like this, as long as you can stay topside. Because like, if you're gonna gank him right now, like I'll just look at it again. Okay, you killed him. Now your HP is really low, right? There's
yes,
Scuttle and there's Blue, but you can't take those camps easily, right?
yes.
Because your HP just dropped by a lot, and this is new jungle where you don't get all of your HP back in one camp, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm back.
Yeah, but obviously, if you had the choice, you wouldn't back here, right?
Yes, but the thing is where because I need to back, I just come back to top because the wave is so bad for Gnar. So he need to crash, but he can't crash alone. If he try to crash alone and I just come top again with my blue and my scuttles, he's
Mm-hmm.
fucked. He will TP there. He will try to crash the wave, but I think Sejuani could freeze the wave. That's why I think I come top again. That's the situation I told you before. If it's good
Yeah,
or not.
I think obviously, like with how it ends up happening, I think it's fine.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking is maybe what you can do here is instead of going for a gank right away, because like when you look at this laning
Oh,
situation,
okay.
like this is such a big difference of HP, right?
Okay.
Like one, you can scout enemy jungle because
Okay.
this wave will stay like this for a bit. Like, if you don't go right now, you still have time after, right?
Okay.
And even if Nari's first is so weak at this HP that
Yes.
is not gonna make you like die or anything, right?
Yes.
So one, I think you can scout enemy jungle first.
Okay.
Then I don't know, maybe see Jarvan and you take him out of the camp, and it's good for you. If you don't see him, you just get information of like maybe like you full cleared bot or something like that, right?
Okay.
And then the other thing is, because Sejuani's situation is fine, like what you can do is just show yourself or like stay in fog, but for now it's very obvious that you're probably topside, right?
Yep.
And if he doesn't respect, you kill him. If he respects, he just keeps losing CS while you do scuttle, and maybe you
Yep.
can even like do blue while the wave is in a good state, and then you go top, you kill him, and then you
Okay.
recall, and you have a lot more options, right?
Okay.
Again, I think your play is fine. Like obviously, there's nothing wrong with blowing his flash, and he actually doesn't flash, but you kill
Yeah,
him and
he was flashing before I ping it.
oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing
Every
wrong
time
with
I
killing him. It's just
yes.
when you see situations like this, it's important that you see, oh, my only option isn't just to gank. I can do other stuff, right?
Okay. I need to know what I have to do.
Yeah.
Every option.
Yeah, because you could have the same result like 15 seconds later, but you know exactly where Jarvan is on the map, right?
Yes.
Maybe you even took this cuddle, and maybe yet the wave is like here instead of here. And
Okay.
you maybe don't take tower shots and you can stay on the map if you want.
Okay, understand.
Yeah, it's just small stuff that can make a difference in a game, right?
Okay. Right.
This I like. He doesn't have flash, his wave is fucked. Sejuani is way stronger and you're pretty strong too, so.
I know it's warded, so I'm
Yeah,
waiting, but
it's fine. Like, even if you don't kill him, just you being here right now, just tell Sejuani that she can trade and slowly like win her lane alone, right? And it's not like you have anywhere else to be on the map, so it's fine. Yeah, you should die. Nice. Okay, so one thing I want you to do, as soon as you see Jarvan, look, he's level 3, right?
Yes.
What does that mean?
He don't full clear.
Okay, so which camps did he skip?
I think probably the Craigs.
Maybe?
The Craigs or he should skip the I don't know how to say that, the vertical camp, you know, Craigs or Gromp, but
Yeah.
it's probably the Craigs because with Jarvan is not really easy, but now with the new jungle you can easily do that, but I think you don't do the Craigs.
Yeah, I think the important thing is as soon as you see that he's level 3,
Yes.
you click tab. Because I need to know how much CS he has. Like, you have 21 CS, right?
Yes, so I do only 4 with 1 scuttle.
Yeah.
He's probably got 24, I think. 5 camps and 1 scuttle, I think.
No, he didn't, because then he would be level 4, right?
No.
Scuttle?
If
Does Scuttle not give it?
Yes, you are only 3
okay.
to do 5 camps.
But it's important that you know, because, like, for all I know, he can have between 12 to 24, like you said, right?
Yes.
And if you don't know this number, you don't know, like, where he's gonna go after. Because you're never gonna kill him here.
Yes or no.
So, like, let's say he has 16 CS, right?
Yes. I think on this timing he probably got 24.
Yeah, but let's say it's 16. If he has 16, there's a really high chance that this camp is up. Okay?
Yes, this one and the Craigs.
Yeah. So you can walk there.
Okay.
And even if you don't invade it, you get information. You can put a ward. There's a lot of things you can do, right? If he has 24, like you think he does, now suddenly it doesn't make as much sense to go here anymore, right?
Right, yes.
So it's important that, like, as soon as you see Jarvan, you click tab, you see how much CS he has, and you just deduct like where he's going after, you know?
Ouais, yes.
Because you can see based, so there's something going on with his pathing, but I can't tell what it is because you don't click tab, right? And you can't tell
Uh,
about it either. Like you're not thinking about it in the game.
yes, yes. Sometimes I tab, but there I don't. I didn't tab. Yes. I
Oh,
okay. I tab.
let's see.
He got 24.
Yeah. So you're right about what you're saying. So when you see this, doesn't make sense to go here, right?
Yes,
But
but
you need
I
to do
showed.
this way
Yes.
earlier.
Okay, okay.
What's your plan right now?
Just 1 minute. I just look at my cat. 1 minute.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. So, um, what can I do? The fact is top. He can crash the wave, but I think if I come top, that's really bad because now I would like to set up the wave bot side um, for the rift. I want to pass bot at 6:30 or 7 to crash the wave bot and try to move first to the rift with Thresh maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to take care because we play versus Jinx, so we can't go so far at 5 because if Jinx take plates, that's a bad move for us.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So I agree that like around 6:30, 7 minutes, you want to be butt, right?
Yes.
But until let's say like 7 minutes, you have 1 minute 30, right?
Yes. So I just full clear to bot. I do my 3 camps
Yeah.
and I come
So
bot.
that's what I wanted to talk about because
Okay.
I think in a normal game that's good because it's just efficient for you to do, right? There shouldn't be anything happening on the game. But if we go all the way back here, just really fast. So Nar flashed 3-4. So he has flashed back at around 8 minutes, right?
Yes.
So you were at 5. You have like 2 minutes 30 left before his flash is back up, right? And his
Yes.
wave is fucked.
Oh, okay, I understand.
So I think what he should be doing here, and
Oh,
this
yes.
isn't very normal, because this game is a bit
Yes.
chaotic, right? Like
Yes,
after this gank,
yes.
what you can do is you can recall, go to these
Yes.
camps, go top again,
Oh, okay. Okay.
recall, go bot lane, right?
Okay. Okay, understand, yes. That's a bit
And
cheesy.
yeah,
Yes.
it's cheesy, but it's not cheesy in this game because the
Yes,
wave is
because
completely fucked. Like he doesn't
oh,
have anything he can do, right?
yes,
Like his
right.
mid laner can't help him because it's Azir. His jungler can help him because you win 2v2, right?
Yes.
And your bot lane should never be dying. If they die, they're trolling, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because they just saw Jarvan. Like
Yes.
it's their choice if they keep pushing after this wave.
Yep.
And you achieve the same thing for bot lane. You're gonna be there around 7 minutes, and you get to full clear anyways, right? But you also get to help top again. Because the
Yep.
issue is, if you go and you do what you're doing right now, it's up to like Sejuani to solo get an advantage, which is fine.
Oh,
Like she's already really ahead, she should be able to do something with this wave, right?
yes.
But obviously, there's a chance for you to do something else, so it's good that we're able to see it in this review. Do you remember why you're walking right into bot?
Yeah, because I know Jarvan probably passed to bot, so I just tried to take the vision, and it was free Drake, because bot lane could crash the wave.
Mm-hmm.
So I take this one, I think.
Need to think a bit about this one.
I don't know if the Drake is good or not, but because they got Prio and
Mm-hmm.
Akali could TP, I was thinking it's a free Drake for us.
I missed it. Trying to see what items look like. Alright. Okay. So my issue with this play. One, you're not farming camps that you could be farming, right?
Yes.
Two, it's 550 right now. My question is, if you do Drake, do you think your bot lane will be able to recall?
If I ult them, yes.
Can you help them though?
But the fact is, I think the enemy bot lane care about me because they know I'm bot side because I do the Drake. So maybe they will respect and don't try to get the push. Because if they get the push and I'm here, they are completely fucked. And Jinx has no position anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
So
at right now.
yes, that's why I think the Drake is maybe good.
Okay, I think because Jinx is so low HP, it's probably fine for you to do Drake. Because
Okay.
you'll like what I was afraid of is that you'll do Drake, they'll get push, and then Jarvan will come bot, and you don't really want to flip 3v3s, right?
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
because there's such a big advantage in HP, I think this is fine. But it's
Yes.
important that if you ever do a play like this, you need to think about your bot lane recall. Because
Okay.
if they do Drake but they can't recall, and it's kind of a flip to help them after, you're basically giving up Herald control later, you know?
Okay.
And Drake is not worth giving up Herald.
Okay.
But I think with Jinx HP being so low, it's fine. It's fine to do this.
Okay. We saw Jarvan, so I tried to
Yeah.
just get my 6, I think, or at least my red. My bot lane gonna reset. Trundle gonna shift, I think. Oh, I think I didn't back there. I agree with the tempo, but I want my 6. I don't know what is better.
Okay. It's good. It's good that we saw the situation. I think
Yes,
you should
because
reset right now.
yes, I think too. But I don't have my 6 for the rift.
Yeah. So it's important that when you go back into this game, you understand that as soon as you do this, not this one, the one after,
Yes,
you're
I
not
will be
gonna get your
late.
6 anymore.
Okay, okay, understand.
Right? It's not possible for you to get level 6 unless you go mid and you share CS with Akali for like 3
Yes.
minutes.
Okay.
Like, it's impossible for you to get level 6 now. But it's fine,
Okay.
because you just gave your top laner a big advantage, right?
Okay.
And the thing is, when you go here, where is it? This guy won't have 6 either. And you know this because you're a level up on him, right? So if both of you don't have 6, it's fine. And your champion's like, yeah, Trundle level 6 is really strong. You can stat check most champions in the game. But you just need to accept that, like, you gave 2 kills to your top laner, and that's what it is, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, I think when you do Krugs here, I went a bit too far. You should be looking to reset together with your bot lane,
Okay.
and then you go together bot, you get them prio, and then they can move on the map, right?
Okay. 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 So I could also delay the rift because I think with my top side, when he got the lead like that, I should reset, take my bot side, and don't play the rift on spawn. But I could play at 8:30 because they can't play it, right?
Yeah, it just depends on when your bot lane is able to move, right? Because if you want to play it, let's say if you want to play it at 8:30, or if you want to delay it, but your bot lane had a move at 8, and Jinx is about to go and get plates, right? You want to do
Yes.
it as fast as possible.
Okay. 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 Understand. Okay.
And like this game, for example, Sejuani just used ult to kill Nar. Maybe you want to delay it a little bit and wait for Sejuani ult, because it makes team fights so much easier, right?
Okay. Yes. Right.
So it just depends on the game. I think delaying it is fine. Just depends on like what's your lane situation, what's your prios.
Okay.
Right here, I think it's because you're focused on getting level 6. It's important that,
Yes.
especially when you're playing Trundle, like your champion level 6 again is really strong, but it's not like Jarvan. Like Jarvan level 6 is a completely different champion, right?
Yes.
Trundle is just it just smacks people harder. That's it. It doesn't matter that much, right?
Yep.
Do you remember saying anything to your support here?
Uh, what you mean? I mean, yes, I told to Trash to just follow the Amumu and steal, stick on the fog because if Amumu go bot, we can't let Jinx take free plates because it's a champion you can take the tower really fast like Aphelios,
Mm-hmm.
Jinx, and Ziggs. So I told him to stick on the fog and just follow the Amumu.
Okay. I think this game, right now it's 7-14. It's really early for Trash to be moving for Hero, right?
Okay.
And there's games where you're playing like fist fighting champions, like maybe you have Akali versus Silas, and helping mid is good because
Okay.
they're gonna be fighting, right?
Yes.
But this game you have Akali versus Azir. I think what you should be looking to do as a support is you go bot and you try to make sure that like a Mumu is in lane. Because if a Mumu shows here, when Trice is coming bot, they just get prio and then they can move on the map first, right?
But it's not late if they got prior at set 7:30.
It's not as good as it could be, but they're still able to move, right?
Okay.
And that's the main thing. If you're able to move, you're able to play it, especially because you have control of topside, so it's a lot easier for you to enter river, right?
Okay. But what is the better timing? It's a 6:45?
I think if you have control of the 7 minute wave on bot, like this wave that's coming right now, if you have control
This.
of this wave that you can see,
Where is the wave? On the tower? No.
yeah, it's on the tower. It's gonna
Okay.
cross now, so
Okay.
it's like here. If you have control of this wave, and you can slow push, you can either like slow push this one and then go on like 7:30, right?
Okay.
Or you can just hard crash and then move. It just depends on what your champions are.
Okay.
In
So we have to
general,
up crash or slow push.
yeah, in general, like 6:30 wave, you slow push, so
Okay.
slow push, and let's say like 7:00, you hard crash.
Okay.
In
Understand.
general, but it just depends on the game. Like sometimes, for example, if I'm Jinx this game, I'm never gonna hard crash any wave, right? Even at 7 minutes. Like
Yes.
maybe I will if I don't see trash because I'm afraid. Uh, but if I know where trash is, I'll just slow push waves and either move because I can't really do anything to Varus alone, right? Or I'll just slow push a wave into getting plates if Varus moves from bot, right?
Okay.
You already know this, but I just want to talk about it again because we didn't recall earlier, and you have so much gold. Like you're
Yes.
doing the worst possible recall you can do, right?
Yes. That's really
Because
bad. But
yeah, and it's important that you understand why it's bad. Because look, right now Akali is recalling, so you don't have
yes.
control
Yes.
of mid lane.
That's why I
Sejuani,
back.
yeah, Sejuani just recalled too,
Yes.
and the main issue with your recall right now
Yes.
is that if the enemy wants to do Herald, they're free to do it. Because like, look, everyone from enemy team can move on the map. Every single
Okay.
person,
Yes.
right? And you can prevent this by all the way back here. You recall, you go base, you walk bot lane with your bot lane, you get them prio, you go mid. Akali, I don't know if she has TP. She can just recall on this wave. Bot lane gets mid wave, and then she can like come from base. Sejuani, I mean, in a proper game, she wouldn't be trying to solo kill the Gnar with ult, right? She would just get prio. Gnar would be like half HP. She would go Herald, and you have a free Herald because Gnar can't contest, and you're just that much stronger, right? And you barely lose anything.
Okay.
Obviously, this is an in-house, so things aren't perfect. But right now, I feel very afraid if I'm your team, because Button can contest because they don't know where Jarvan or Azir are. And
Yes.
at the same time, Sejuani is kind of like she can't do anything with her advantage because they don't have control of the map, so it just feels really bad. So just a small thing.
I cancel him.
Yeah, but it's less about that and more about being patient, right? Because like, look, it's really important when you're playing against Jarvan that you understand the value of this spell, right?
Yes.
Because you're playing Trundle. Like, yeah, and you're the jungler. If you're doing an objective and he ults you and the enemy team just bursts you, it makes it a lot harder for your team to get it, right?
Yes.
So like, look, Jarvan just ulted. Your team is
Yes.
here. You're here,
Yes.
right?
Yes. No, I'm a dog there. I don't know why I flashed. I
Yeah,
was like, because I cancel him, I need to kill him. You know.
yeah, but you need to be patient, right? It's important. Like
Yes.
jungle or like League of Legends in general is a lot about patience, and you can't be using your flash just to cue the enemy Jarvan. It's
Yes.
very
That's
bad.
right. Yes. That's a dog shit. Yeah.
Alright, let's go fast. How do you think you're gonna? How do you want to use Herald this game?
Well, because I ganked top early and he got a lead, I think we have to open mid with the Rift because Azir and Jinx can just destroy the wave.
Mm-hmm.
So I should play on mid or bot, but better to play mid because we need to open the mid lane.
Okay,
Because without the Rift is hard.
so I agree with you. I think it's hard to open mid without Rift, right?
Yes.
But how does your team comp work? Like, where do you
We
want to be? Like, let's say you open up the map, right? Like, let's say this tower is destroyed, for example.
Okay.
Where
We
do
could
where do your champions want to be?
on the enemy jungle because we can catch easily. We can catch easily with Thresh, Trundle, Sejuani, and Akali. We need a good flanker, and we need to take the river
Yeah,
river vision and deep ward vision.
yeah. And how do you do that?
We need to open mid or bot, I guess, if we want to play bot side.
So usually when you have a team comp like this with two side laners, Sejuani she can side lane, but mostly Akali, right?
Yes.
Usually what you want to do is you want to open up the map. If you can take mid turret, it's fine, but it's a lot easier, generally speaking, to take either this turret or this turret, right?
Okay.
So let's say you get bot lane turret or top lane turret, doesn't matter. Maybe top lane turret is easier this game. A lot of the times what's gonna happen is Akali goes top, she's gonna side
Okay.
lane because she wins against Nar and against the Azir, right?
Yes.
She's able to now have full control of top side. Your bot lane goes mid,
Okay.
usually bot lane matches. And this is where it's important to look at enemy composition. Look, when I'm looking at enemy comp, let's see if you click tab. Surely click tab. Okay. Anytime now. Fuck my life. Okay. Look, who can sideline in this comp?
Hmm. I think nobody.
Jinx
Maybe
wants to
Azir.
be mid, right?
Yes. Jinx and Amumu has to go mid.
Yeah. Nar, he can sideline. He's not going to win, but he can kind of survive, right?
Yes. Yes.
But Azir doesn't want to be in sideline. Like, he's always going to be under turret if he is, right?
Yes.
So, when you look at it like that, I think it's really uncomfortable if you open up one sideline for your team.
Okay.
So, to me, this game, you can either look to open bot if you have an opportunity there, or you can open to look top. The main issue with opening mid is that enemy turret has 5 plates. You're never going to destroy this turret, right?
Yes.
You need the next herald to destroy this turret.
Yes.
And that's so long. Like, you're playing against a team that skills so well. Like Jinx, Azir, these guys, they just want to keep laning forever until they have their items,
Yes.
right?
Yes, right.
So I think it's a lot more important that you make a dive on Gnar, for example, or a dive on bot lane, which is a bit harder this game, and you just destroy the turret and you start playing the game from there, right?
Yes.
Because once they're in this position, like Sejuani is not going to be able to push Azir, but she can still get prio and move, right? And Akali has a lot of pressure on both laners, and then you can just walk into enemy jungle or walk into river. You get control of an area, and then you just play it, right? And like, let's say that there's a situation where Sejuani has prio and Akali have prio at the same time. You can even dive mid, and then you can actually kill the mid turret, right?
Okay.
But going for mid turret right away, I think this game is really bad.
Okay. So I should open the side lane because I got the strong split pusher.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's less about being a split pusher and more about having pressure. Because
Okay.
if Akali is playing against Sylas, for example, like you
Yes.
probably still want to open the side lane, usually, but she doesn't have a lot of pressure inside, right? Unless she's ahead. It's like it depends a bit more on like, do you have champions that can help her? Maybe if you have like Nocturne, like Akali Nocturne is always going to win against Sylas, right? It's really hard to play Sylas that game.
Yes.
But if you're playing like, I don't know, if you're playing Ivern, maybe it's a bit awkward. Maybe
Yes.
Ivern is not even that bad. There's champions in jungle that they don't usually help too much in side lane, right?
Okay.
Do you remember why you went what?
Because I know Jarvan was bot. They contest the wave, so and they want the position for the Drake. So it's obvious.
Okay, good read.
And I think he need to match me. So he need to be on the fog and try. I think the mistake there is trying to engage because he should wait me. Then the first commit is maybe dead because they could one shot me.
Mhm.
And the fact is, when he go like that, he just did a lot of a big mistake. So I could take the kill and the Drake and maybe the tower too.
Yeah, that's a bit what I'm thinking. Like in this situation, why not go for the tower instead?
Or I don't know. I don't know what is better than, but maybe tower is better.
Yeah, because I think right now you have 11 seconds and 21 seconds on these guys.
Yes.
Like, one, do you think this game is gonna go to Soul? Like, when you look at your team comp against their team comp, do you want to go to 4 Drakes?
No.
Right? So that's one thing for you to not take Drake already, right?
Okay.
And then we already talked about that sideline is really important for your team comp, and it's a
Yes.
weakness of enemy team, right?
But I don't understand that
Yeah.
before you tell me.
No,
That's why I don't.
It's
put
fine,
the-
it's fine,
the-
it's
the
fine.
risk.
But we're talking about it right now, so you understand it for next time.
Yes.
And the other thing is, you can even get vision while you're taking the turret, and if Jarvan doesn't come bot, you can take Drake afterwards.
Okay.
And if he comes bot, then it's fine. You just give Drake. It's okay. You don't really care about it.
Okay.
The other thing is, obviously, these champions can't really help Jinx, and she should never be getting these waves. You should just dive her if she stays in her turret. If she doesn't stay in her turret, she should be losing her turret, right?
Okay.
Like, it's really troll that she's getting this wave and she's gonna get next wave. Like, the fact that she's doing this, omega troll. Like, this guy is completely griefing. Because you could just be in this bush, and then you hear and she's dead, right?
Yes. Right.
So it's criminal that she's even trying to push that wave.
Yes.
This is just a lot of random stuff, so not much to talk about. Okay, so this is where I feel like maybe you're feeling a bit lost on the game, like you're not sure what to do, right?
Yes, but no, I understand. I take some notes, so I know
Hmm.
if I need to when I have catch comp the pressure on the side lane, I should open the side lane over the mid.
Yeah,
And sometimes I try to took the Drake and I lost the Saul because they outscaled us. And I think the Rift is better and I should try to snowball hard. I
yeah.
think
It's
with
also important that you understand, like, the reason why you don't know what to do right now is because there's nothing to do right now. Okay?
yes,
Because your team comp doesn't work anymore. Like, obviously, our champions are still good, and if you're gonna team fight, they're still good champions, right?
okay,
But if you're playing sideline, like we were talking about, it's a lot easier for you to do what you want. Like, you'll have prios that have a lot more time to move. Like, right now, it's so late into the game, right? 13 minutes. Champions can one shot waves, right? In like 5 seconds, even
yes,
less. So, even if Sejuani gets prio, she's gonna start moving, and then 2 seconds later, Nari's already there, right?
okay, yes,
But let's say Sejuani gets prio here, it takes a lot longer for Nar to go into mid lane, right? Takes him like
yes,
15 seconds, 20 seconds. So the reason
okay,
why you can't do what you want right now is because the game is very closed. Like the map
okay,
is, people are still laning basically, right?
okay.
That's why it's important that you open side lanes. This is kind of a cheese gank, but I think it's fine. There's not much you can do anyways.
Yes.
Uh, I also think that a lot about this game is kind of, it's normal in-house randomness, I guess, because like they just dove bot, I think, if I remember right. Did they already do it before? Oh yeah. So Jinx just died. Lots of random stuff is happening, and like your team isn't really playing together. Like your top side, Trash is going. He went mid and now he's going bot, and no one really knows what to do, right?
Yes.
But if everyone is on the same page right now, instead of doing blue buff, you're going here, and you're diving
Yes.
this guy, and then you're opening side lane with them, and then you're invading enemy jungle.
Okay, yes, that's it. That's really bad for me because I don't know what I have to do. So I should pressure them and play around their jungle because we got a big lead.
Yeah, and even if you don't play around their jungle, just play around who's strong in your game, right? And also,
Okay.
remember, you never want to make two plays at the same time, right?
Yes, right.
And if your team is making a play and you can be there, you should be there. Because this blue is nice, it's gonna give you golden EXP. But if you can be here with Trash and take this Grump, it's almost the same thing, right?
Oh, yes.
Obviously, it's a bit different because you also want to farm your camps so they level up. But it's especially when you're playing Trundle, Jarvan, these kind of champions, it's nice if you can be there for your team. And it also makes moving on the map a lot smoother because let's say you were here with them, now you can loop around and dive mid lane, right?
Okay.
But if you try to dive mid lane from this side, maybe you find Jarvan or Nar, and it's a lot harder for you to make that work, right?
Okay.
Another fire incident. Right, this is good. So this second Herald, because you already have one side lane open, uh, you're a lot more free to use it however you want, right? If you want to use it mid, you can use it mid. I think with the champions that you have, it's really easy to dive enemy mid, right?
Okay.
You
So
get prio, and then Sejuani moves, and like you just 5-man dive mid at
okay.
some point, right? I
Okay.
think it's really easy. So you don't need to use it mid this game. I would just use it on like T2 or this T2 and just try
Okay.
to get some extra gold. Uh, Obviously, if the side lane is still closed, then you just try to open it. This is nice.
Yes, I know she got no flash because I time, so
Yeah, it's good. It's a bit random by your opponent, right? For them to be like this, but it's good that you can punish it. So I see this a few times, where junglers hyper focus on. I don't know what the calls are. Maybe like you're calling for people to go Drake here. But
No, I was thinking they can take the mid tower and I can solo, and then when they want to back, just they need to help me. I think we want to take mid tower and Drake, but they don't need me to take mid tower, I guess.
I agree they don't need you. But I also don't think it hurts because like you had like 10 seconds, 15 seconds before it spawns. I think you can just sit here and then when it's like 5 seconds left, you just start walking.
Okay.
Because what champions are even up? Like Azir and Nara are up, right? If Azir tries to defend this turret, you can just go behind him and click E and he needs to run away and you get the turret for sure, right?
Okay.
And it doesn't cost you much, like you're still gonna get Drake.
I think Azir was out because he fight bot.
Yeah, it's probably true. I think it was low HP, yeah. It's good that you time summoners. I see a lot of junglers are lazy about that. Okay. So this is more about team stuff. You see how like Sejuani is rotating mid right now?
Yes.
So I think what you're doing is okay. There's no big problems with it. Except one thing. You don't have man advantage right now, right?
Yep.
Look, Nari is always gonna be first. You might get flanked, maybe there's like wards behind you, you don't know. There's no reason to play this wave that you're playing, right?
Yes, that's a bad rift.
Yeah. So what you and your team can do instead is you do this. Now you rotate into mid and you stay in fog into enemy jungle. It makes it really awkward for Nar to like go into enemy jungle if he doesn't see you, right? And the enemy team doesn't really know like where you are because like you're around here. They don't actually know if you're like maybe you're still in this bush, you know? They can't know.
Yes. Okay.
Sejuani is gonna get control of mid, and then the next wave you can play here.
Okay.
Because they're also gonna be forced to answer this wave, right? Or they're gonna lose mid wave.
Okay.
Because this makes it really easy for your opponent to react. And you never want to make it easy, right? Like this is just a very lazy way of doing what you did.
Yes.
But being lazy is really bad. What do you think you guys should be doing?
Set up deep ward on the jungle and me.
Which side?
We should take Prio top side because Nash is up and we got fast Nash with Varus.
Have you noticed like any issues with how the map looks like right now?
What do you mean about that?
Like where your teammates are, what they're doing, where the enemy is, stuff like that?
Yes, they were top side, so they need to retake the vision. They will just clear your vision. We should just push top and mid and try to re-get the vision and put them on the fog.
Okay. It's more simple than that, okay? Look.
Okay.
4 people recalled. Okay? You recalled, and these 3 people recalled. What is Sejuani doing here?
I don't know.
Right? And it's important that you understand if this is a good thing or a bad thing, okay?
I think it's maybe bad thing because we want to play around top side and she stick around bot side.
So look at Sejuani really fast.
Okay, I look.
So she pushed this wave, so it's gonna be here. I think it's gonna bounce back into her, right? It's gonna slowly push back. We can look into the future and see. I think it's important that you understand this, because in the game, maybe you can't see it, right? Because you're focusing on other things. But like, you're gonna be screaming and you're gonna review, and then situations like this are gonna happen. And maybe you needed gold for an item or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, she cancelled the back, yes.
Yeah. But it's important that you understand if this is good or not, because if this wave is coming back to him, there's no reason for him to be here right now, right?
Okay, yeah, yes.
He should be with you guys, he should go mid, you guys get prio, you get the vision, and then maybe Akali goes bot, maybe he goes bot, it doesn't matter. And it just makes stuff a lot easier for you, because you get another ult where you can engage from, right? In case enemy face checks. And you don't have the numbers advantage issue. Because what's going to happen is that this guy's going to stay bot, your team is going to try to push mid, you're going to try to get control, and maybe, I don't know, like Azir pushes one wave and he starts moving, and now Sejuani is bot lane or she just recalled and you're 4v5 again, right?
Okay.
And it makes everything so much harder for you. And at the same time, like let's say Sejuani has a really important item that she just finished because she stayed a bit more on the map, right? It's important that you see this and you're like, okay guys, we don't play on this wave, we play on the next one when she's with us, right?
Okay.
And I'm saying this because when I look at you going here, I'm thinking, okay, maybe you're thinking that Sejuani is bot, so you can't open up the map right now, and that's why you're gonna take your camps, which is smart, right?
Yes, but the fact is, if you look at my items, I need to get 2 camps to get my items, so I got a lot of tenacity and shield.
Yeah, that's true. But if that's where you're thinking, I think you're thinking wrong, right? Like,
yes,
your
right.
item is important, but it's also important that you understand that your item can wait. Like, if you fight right now, do you win?
Yes.
Right? You don't need this item.
True.
You don't need this item. So, it's fine if you don't take it right now. If you take it in 2 minutes, you're still winning, right?
Yes.
So, if Sejuani recalled and you're gonna take vision right now, it's 10 times more important that you walk mid, you push with your team, and then you go for vision. Okay?
Okay.
So, and that's why it's important that you understand why it's good that you go farm this game. It's because this guy is here and not here, right?
Yes.
But I don't think in this game you're thinking about that.
Yes, I didn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
We need the side pressure to get the pressure of their jungle.
And even if you don't get side pressure, like you're so strong, you can just walk into enemy jungle. But your team should never be doing this without this guy, or you, right?
Yes, right.
It should be 5 people, and this Sumu should be dead.
Yes.
Like, now this is good.
Yes.
What do you think about this?
We want to bait Azir TP, I think, because he gonna took the objective shutdown, and we got mid wave, so I think it's fine. But we didn't get the top wave. So if they try to come, we can turn, and they lost maybe 1 wave, and we force Azir TP. So I think it's fine.
I think it's fine because you're so fucking ahead, right? In this game.
Obviously we can do that if we are even.
Yeah, but even if you're super ahead, I think this is another lazy play. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's a lot easier, or a lot better and more consistent, that you get control of this, like you're doing.
Okay.
And then this wave gets pushed. This you play on next mid wave or in 2 mid waves, and now you're forcing people to show on the map. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a lot harder for, let's say Nari is here, like Nari is catching this wave up here, and Jinx is in mid, and Azir is bot, or like he recalled and is coming, right? It's a lot harder for these guys to walk into this jungle without Gnar, right?
Right.
But if they don't have Gnar, no one is catching this wave.
Yes.
So, like, you're making them choose. And neither choice is good, right?
Okay.
But if you're doing this, like, it's really easy for them to play. Like, look, you're gonna go Baron here. Jinx is gonna take this wave, and then she's gonna walk with her team. She actually based, so she's late on tempo, right? But like, if she wasn't late on tempo, she would have taken this wave and she would be here right now. And it's so
Okay.
fucking easy for her. Like, she doesn't even need to think, right?
Yes.
But why do you want that? Like, you have full control of this game, so why are you making it easy for the enemy, right?
Yes, it's a lazy play, I guess.
Yeah. I also think this is, again, it's a lot about your team. But I think it's very bad that
So you just flip it, we flip it, that's bad.
yeah, the way you're turning this is really bad, right? Because look,
Yes.
you have Varus ult, you have Sejuani ult, you don't have flash, so you can't go over the pit, but you have like good champions who just create chaos and try to kill someone, or do you? Like, I think it's really good, or your team is really good at like killing people and team fighting, but I don't think you have anyone that can kill Varus, or that can kill Jarvan, sorry, outside of Varus, right? So how are you gonna stop this guy from coming here?
Well, we need Sejuani and Akali kill him, I guess. Or maybe Varus ult.
Okay, but I'm gonna ask it again. Like, how are you gonna stop him? Like, can Sejuani and Akali kill him in Sejuani ult duration? I don't think they can, right?
Yes.
And I don't think Varus can hit from over here. Like, even if he's here, if Jarvan positions himself like here, he can never get hit by Varus, right?
Yes.
So it's really important when you're doing Baron that you understand, like, okay, we want to fight, but how does my team work, and how do I create this fight? Because I think it's really easy for Jarvan to just be like, guys, we're behind. I'm just gonna suicide and try to steal it and flip it, right?
Yes, right.
And there's nothing your team can do to stop it from this position. But maybe if Trash is here,
Yes.
and maybe if I don't know, like
Sejuani
Varus is over here and Sejuani is with
yes.
Trash or something, it's a lot
Yeah.
harder for him to go to this area,
So, yes, true.
right? I still think it's a bit of a flip because like maybe he has flash and he can always reach it. But like it's important to understand if your team is good at controlling spaces. Like your team this game, I think it's a lot about flanking and like playing with fog of war, right? You're gonna try to use Sejuani ult, gonna try to use Varus ult, and one shot someone.
Yes.
But you don't have good follow up on them outside of the CC. Like you can't just jump this wall and go on Gnar right now. Varus
Yeah.
can't like auto attack from over the wall, right? Like maybe
Yes.
if he's here he can, but you can't do it from anywhere else. So
Okay.
how are you gonna kill these people? How are you gonna reach them? You know?
Yes. Okay.
It's like it's good that it works, but this can easily just not go well.
Yes, it's a bit flip, and we don't have to flit when we got 16 to 4.
Yeah, and all of these changes if you push top and you have
Yes.
full control of this. Okay?
Yes, they can't enter on the river.
Yeah,
can't enter on their
they don't
jungle.
even know if you're doing Baron. Like,
Yes.
it's so easy for you and Varus to do a Baron, right? And like, Akali will go here, she'll just stay around here with Sejuani. I know I'm kind of drawing a dick, let's ignore that. They'll just stay in the jungle, and they can't enter. Like, it's so scary for them. Because Sejuani will be like here, Jarvan will see her, and for all she knows, you could be here, right behind her, you know?
Yes.
And then it's really scary.
I think the game is fine after this, because
Yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty big stump. What the hell is happening for Jinx to be there?
I don't know.
Right, I'll just go really fast.
But we lost this game because we Terk around the Nexus.
Okay. I'll skip that part. I don't think there should be much to talk about.
It says the fact is it's okay. No, no. we just
Yeah, from
I
here,
don't know if
yeah,
I don't
tell
know
me.
if this Drake is good or not because the fact is it's a Soul one and it's a Infernal Soul. So I'm like if we got this one we're gonna dive them easily and that's why
Mm,
we took the Drake.
I think taking the Drake is good, but the way you're doing it is bad. But
Okay.
it's about what your team does after Baron, okay? Look. One, Akali's TPing bot
Yes,
for
teaching.
just to kill Jinx, I guess, which I think is
Yes.
very useless.
Yes.
Your bot lane is going top to get that turret. Like, this map is really weird. And the way you're trying to open it and like getting control of it is really weird too. Like, your team is gonna completely ignore this side of the map, right?
Yes.
And they're just gonna go bot because you're probably thinking Baron or Drake, Drake, Drake. We want to take Drake, so we're just gonna go bot.
So
But you,
sometimes I push over Drake, but and we don't do the Drake. We do Drake when we reset. But this time I was like, it's a fire soul, so we play for it.
yeah. But the thing is, you don't need to do it. Like, you have so much control over this game that
Okay.
you don't need to be ignoring a full side lane for it. You know. I think it's a lot better if your team pushes mid here and they send someone to this wave, like
Okay.
maybe a Kali or Sejuani. I don't know who has TP. Maybe Sejuani still has TP.
Okay.
Because you're always going to be able to get bot lane push after getting mid, right? And then you just do Drake then. But
Okay.
it's really bad that the enemy team is getting 2 towers out of this.
Yes.
Like, Azir just got maybe 800 gold.
It's like it's there. We Turking there.
Okay.
Oh no. No.
It's probably a bit later.
Yes, it's maybe there. I don't know. Oh yes, we are twerking.
What the fuck?
Jinx got a reset.
She went crazy. I don't think there's much to talk about after this.
Yeah, yes. I know what is my problem now. I don't open the side. Maybe I was a bit lazy because I just take the vision, then I do the objective, and I don't pressure the side. It's like you need to take vision, pressure the side, retake the vision, and do the objective.
Yeah, and also try to imagine being on the enemy team when you're doing those
Okay.
things. Because
Oh,
if I'm playing, like over here when you're doing Baron, a bit before. Like, if I'm on enemy team, right now, all of this area, all of this, I can't see, okay?
okay.
So, it's like, I can see it right now, but in 10 seconds, you can't kill Baron, or it's not spawned yet. Like, even if I know you just started Baron, like, let's say, 10 seconds from now, it's impossible that this is dead, okay?
Okay.
20 seconds from now, let's see. Now I'm starting to get scared that it might be dead, okay?
Okay.
Like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Like, if you keep this area black so they can't see anything for a long amount of time, it just keeps being very annoying for them, right?
Okay.
They
Okay.
just feel more pressure and they'll do more mistakes because of it. So it's fine to play it slow when it comes to Baron. Like, don't play it too super slow because you also need
Yes.
to answer like side lanes and stuff, right? You can't just give
Okay.
up bot lane forever. But don't be afraid to make it last like 1 minute if it needs to
Okay.
be.
Okay.
Because you'll see a lot of, if you take your time, you'll see a lot of moments where maybe like Nar shows up top alone and you see Azir bot lane and maybe like Jarvan like over here clearing waves with Jinx, right?
Okay.
and your team was like camping this push, you just dive a tree top, and he's dead. And now instead of Baron, what you can do is you can take this turret, and then you can go Baron, and you're 5v4, right?
Okay. Okay.
So this game, there's like a lot of possibilities. So don't try to like make them super. Don't try to like only have one or two. Try to have as many
Okay.
as possible.
Okay.
Right. I think that's everything then that I
Okay.
have to talk about.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.